Yo, what's good, everybody? How's it going? It's that dude, the one and only Mind of Murdock, bringing it back. So happy for y'all to be here for the Mind on Bears final mock draft for the Chicago Bears 2025 NFL draft season. Man, oh man, this is going to be a great one. I can't wait. We're only going to do 2 rounds. Today is the draft. Well, yeah, today is the draft. But this draft was actually made on the 22nd. It was my final draft, and I made sure to record every single thing that I was doing. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. But first, with the laundry, definitely make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I appreciate all the love and support that we've been having recently. As you can tell, the consensus first pick is going to be Cam Ward. Cam Ward, I think all of us see Cam Ward being that guy. We see Cam Ward being that pick that we all can believe in. So at the end of the day, having him as a pick for the Titans seems like something that we all believe he would do. You know, you have Cam Ward at the top with his picks for, they could possibly get Abdul. Nah, we know they're getting Cam. So now moving on to the Browns. With the Browns, you got Abdul, you got Travis Hunter, and you also have us, the Bears. All these teams here might move up. You see the Browns, New York. Right now, they're talking about, possibly trading, getting different players, wide receivers for their, quarterbacks and stuff like that. Might work out or not. Just don't know. New York might need something. They might want to trade out. Never know. So we'll see. But this right here is the draft on if they were not trading and if it was just a perfect draft where they would just get what they want. I'm going to go ahead and say they don't like all the quarterbacks and they're going to go ahead and pick Travis Hunter. Yes, Travis Hunter. I know. We will see what QB they go for. But Travis Hunter will be their pick. They're looking for that dynamic double threat. Here with the New York Giants, we have the New York Giants. They're also a team looking for more. They would have loved to have different targets too. They would have loved to have Travis Hunter themselves. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going with Abdul Carter. Abdul Carter is definitely one of those picks that I see being big for New York. They need to be feared again. The Giants need to be the Giants again. Does anyone remember, the Giants being great? You got Lawrence Taylor out there and so on and such. Why not, Dable have that being his next anchor, so that next year possibly they can get Arch Manning. And moving on, of course, we got defensive tackles for the one and only Patriots. The Patriots themselves, I see them getting a defensive tackle, Mason Graham, just because I think he wants to have the perfect identity, and that'd be the perfect identity for them. With the Jaguars, I believe it's time for Trevor Lawrence to actually show up and do something. So let's go ahead and protect Trevor Lawrence without saying anything else. So we're going to go ahead and go with Will Campbell here. Will Campbell is an easy pick right there for me when it comes down to it. Moving on to the Raiders. The Raiders are yet another team that we're looking at to do something crazy. They might get Ashton Genty. They might get, Shador, so on and so forth. Guess what? I don't see that happening. I see them getting a weapon for the quarterback that they do believe in. Tedderell McMillan, right here. Big body. They're going to need that target. They're going to need more out there, more weapons for whatever quarterback they do pick later on. Moving on to the Jets. We have the Jets. Justin Fields is there. Justin Fields just needs time. They have weapons. They got Breece Hall. I mean, there's not much that you need. Go ahead and protect the boy. And at the end of the day, looking at this, they would have loved to have Will Campbell. Definitely. They would have loved it. But you do have the right tackle, Menbu. And we're going to go ahead and draft Armand Menbu. Next, of course, Bryce Young needs help. He needs help and he needs some milk. And as you can tell, everybody's getting everything that they need right now. So given that everyone's getting what they need right now, I feel like as a team, we can go ahead and make it work. You might want the tight end. You might want to have, more ability. Guess what? That's what you get the tight end for. Warren, let's get it, baby. That's what I'm talking about now. Warren is definitely a target for a lot of people. If you're looking at things here at number 9, the Saints can possibly, do some things. They were looking for a quarterback themselves. And, a lot of people are thinking that they're going to move up and do all these other things. But guess what? Forget all that BS, all the other mess. I understand why they were giving up on Shador though. Because Shador had that attitude like he doesn't care. He knows what he's getting into. And a lot of teams want you to have a little bit of scary in you. So, not going to worry about that too much. And Cam Ward showed a lot of confidence throughout the draft process. And he actually was at the combine. The combine means a lot. And players need to actually understand that even if you're top pick, you need to go ahead and do it. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I think Shador is dropping down. Moving on to my Bears. As you can see with the board, the Bears are getting what they need, and Ben Johnson gets to get the running back that he had in Detroit. He gets to go ahead and trade up and get, well, not trade up, but wait somehow for Ashton Genty to go ahead and join us. But there's also a possibility of needing targets like these. You got your Tyler Warrens, so on and so forth. So they may also drop. You also may see your Will Campbell's drop. You never know. But I feel like, given that they're already took beforehand, we can go ahead and grab Ashton Genty. Look at this dude. Look at this dude, man. 5'8", 211. Stop playing. And then overall, I'm looking at his productivity. Look at this. Production. Look at that production. Come on now. 7 per carry. Stop playing. Stop playing. So we got to go with the playmaker, Ashton Genty. The Bears are going crazy. Bears fans get to sleep well tonight. That would be amazing. The whole world would be interested into the Bears. Once again, we would have so many more fans. Now moving on to San Francisco, we're going to go with need at this point. Will Johnson, cornerback. They're just going to need some more help. Just some more milk over there. Will Johnson's the top cornerback right now. Well, next to, what's his name? Sleevey or whatever his name is. I don't remember exactly. But the Cowboys. Cowboys, I feel like they actually need to move around. They might need to go wide receiver. Tedderell was already took, so that would have been for them. So right now, I'm going to go ahead and select running back for them, Omari in Hampton. I see a couple other drafts possibly projecting him there. Me, myself, I just think that they need a running back, so they're going to get him or possibly Trevion Henderson. Now, looking at this draft here, you're seeing how it all worked out. You got the linebackers. Every single team needs certain things within their team. We have a lot of top talent waiting here. You have Jalen Walker still on the board. Then looking at the Dolphins themselves and their needs, I'm feeling like, you know what? Tua needs some milk, meaning he needs protection. Let's go ahead and get Kelvin Banks Jr. Period, point blank. That's just what has to happen. All right, and then moving on, number 14. Sorry about that. Colston Loveland. Colston Loveland, the second tight end off the board that people believe will actually make something bigger for himself. It's very simple. Then we just go on down the board. Off of team need, what's there? Jahdae Barron. Super simple. Come down to Arizona, super simple. Give him the linebacker and Walker. I'm surprised that he dropped down like that. For a lot of people, they are, but I'm not. Then we drop down. We go to Shamar Stewart. Very simple. Mathematics. Then we go to, then we head to Seattle. Seattle, give them Tyler Booker. That's a draft pick that I believe the Bears would have possibly picked at one point. But it's okay. We have a higher pick. It's a higher threshold at this point. He's also someone himself that, hey, you never know. He might drop, out of the first round. Never know. No. But moving on, Malachi Starks. This boy, Georgia boys know how to play, period. They fit them into football, it works. Moving on to the Broncos. The Broncos right now, I believe they're going to go for running back. They could go for Trevion Henderson, but I believe they're going to go for more of a workhorse. Trevion Henderson and Quinyon Junkins both were, sharing time, and I don't think a lot of teams like that. At the end of the day, they want a workhorse. Looking at this guy, he has nice stats, great stats, actually, really, given that he was the workhorse of his team. And then you're looking at here, Henderson, here's his stats, a little smaller of a back. And then you also have Junkins here. Junkins, same difference, just about the same, but they both share time. Let's go ahead and give it to the workhorse, Caleb Johnson. Then moving on, we have that crazy pick, right? We thought that Shador might drop, right? We thought he might drop, right? Nah, he didn't. He definitely didn't. So Steelers are still looking for a quarterback, and they're going to go ahead and get their quarterback in Jackson Dart. I believe they're already looking at him like, you know what? We'll grab Jackson. We may have wanted Milroe. We may have wanted, Howard. We may have wanted Quentin Ewers. You know what? We may have even wanted Dylan Gabriel at some point. But we're going for Dart. Period, point blank. We're going for Dart. Next, we're going ahead and going to the Chargers. Chargers, they're going to go for need. We've been talking about this dude for a long time. I've been talking about him as a riser myself on my boards when I was looking at it. And he actually really shot up at some point. Derek Harmon. That was nasty to see that Derek Harmon was actually there at that point. I was like, wow. And then, of course, I'm going to be nice to everybody and give everyone what they need. Green Bay Packers will go ahead and get Mike Green. Mike Green is going to be a simple pick for them. Same thing for the Vikings. Like I said, we're pushing on through this thing. I appreciate you all being in here. Then we have need. It seems like realistically, this draft can go exactly where people need it to. And that's the needed position for them, safety. So we're going to go ahead and utilize and grab a safety for them and have no issues with it whatsoever. Moving on to the Texans, CJ Stroud needs protection. Same thing. We're going to go for Josh Simmons. Josh Simmons can go ahead and sit down, chill out. They can see if he can be a guard or go ahead and stick to his tackle role. Simple. Nope. We're not doing that. We're going to go ahead and switch to Gray Zabel, the draft combine standout, big time standout. Moving on to the Rams. We're going for need, of course, linebacker, Jahad Campbell. Jahad Campbell is going to be something different. I don't know if you've seen his tape at the combine, but it's definitely different. I wasn't able to put out any of my combine videos because I was sick, so that was definitely interesting. But for now, we're looking back at Baltimore now. Baltimore, I think it's time for Lamar Jackson to show up. He's got to do something, right? Everyone's trying to give him all these props, give him all these things. Guess what? Let's give him another weapon, right? Let's give him another weapon, right? Let's give him protection. Let's give him some protection. That's what we need to do. No more weapons, okay? We got the Zay Flowers and everything. Get him some protection, and he's perfectly fine. Moving on to Detroit. The Detroit Lions. Not going to be, any bully with them or anything like that. They need more help for Hutchinson. Keep it simple. Mike L. Williams. Moving along, the Washington. James Pierce Jr., I believe, would be a nice mix-up for them, especially given that that's a need for them at edge. And then at the end of the day, I think that Jaden, with his offense and everything, he's perfectly fine. Doesn't need any more offensive help. And looking at the size of this athlete, looking at just the overall productivity of this athlete, it seems like a lot of these different players at these positions, especially James. Look at this. 6'5", 245. And he had a great attitude, especially at the combine. It was great to see. So I'm definitely happy to possibly get this pick for them. You're looking at a lot of different things for him. NFL caliber, as you can tell. So that's a detail I definitely wanted to show and express with you all. Moving along, pick number 30. I wanted to shore up the defensive line with the Bills and take a pick right here that's actually, I think, going to be one of the biggest steals of the draft. Walter Nolan. Big time steal. Ole Miss. Man, not really much you could say. He just does his job. The Chiefs. Who says you want to help the Chiefs? No one wants to really help the Chiefs, right? But you saw that Super Bowl just like I did. I'm not even going to play no games right here. We're going to go ahead and help out Patrick Mahomes and get him an offensive lineman in Josh Connerly Jr. Now, moving on with the last pick of the round, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. I believe that, you got a Super Bowl. Not really much that you need, right? But at the end of the day, you can't go wrong with more. Let's just go ahead and get a little bit more defense. Why not, right? Let's just shore up that defense. Let's have them get as young as they need to be and go with Donovan Ezeraku in the first round. Definitely a great pick. I would believe him and Carter would be nice. So going through them again, you have Ward, Hunter, Carter, Graham, Campbell, Tedero McMillan, Mambu, Warren, Shador, Ashton Gency. Man, these are so many great players going down this whole list. There's so much that we have to figure out when it comes down to utilizing these players the best way we can on these teams. It just seems like, time will tell. Time will tell. Definitely. All right. And moving on to the second round, we have the Browns. The Browns, this is where they're going to go ahead and get their quarterback. Oh, I was trying to see if I could see where their last pick is without going back up. So we're just going to keep referring to up top. You remember we got Travis Hunter. So now this is where they go ahead and get their quarterback. A lot of people are wondering what quarterback they're going to go for. Me, I think that flashing lights and actually what you do in productivity is what you need. You need work. You need it to work out. You need it to become an established thing in your repertoire. And I think the combine was kind of crazy for this quarterback here that we're about to pick. Jalen Milroe was nice when he was out there. You have the New York Giants. All three teams that were in the top of the draft are the same ones here. You have Milroe, nice archetype, but I think that he's more of a shorter Justin Fields, just a faster type. You also have Tyler Shuck, the veteran in college. And then also you have Will Howard. Fans love him, friends love him, 6'4", so on and so forth. I think that the Browns are actually eyeballing themselves when they're looking at things anyway, because you're looking at different players in the draft. You had the combine results from Dylan Gabriel. He did his thing. He looked nice, but he's a shorter character. If they want to go for that classic archetype, we're going to go ahead and go with Will Howard in the first round for the Browns. And that will be their future starting quarterback, I believe, for a good portion of time. They're gonna have people, backing them up. You talking about Cleveland? That's Ohio right there. It works out. I mean, you you can't go too wrong with that. Jalen Milroe, it would be a nice pick, but let's go with the hometown pick and let's get all the support. Why not? The Browns have been watching this boy the whole time. Why not? Now, moving on to the New York Giants. New York Giants in the first round, as you remember, they end up getting Abdul Carter. They did not get the first pick. They didn't get to get exactly any big targets. So with this pick right here, I believe they're going to go ahead and get their running back. I think they're going to utilize everything that they need to uh, help whatever quarterback is back there, because you have Russell Wilson and you have Jameis Williams. But then next year, those quarterbacks are looking pretty nice. So that's what they're going to go for. Travion Henderson in the second round. Next pick, you have Abdul Carter and Henderson. That's going to be just disgusting. You know that? That's going to be disgusting because you can, both of those guys can take the pressure and have that could be your new game plan. That could be your new team you're trying to make around, whatever quarterback you get next year. Moving on to the Titans, I went along and picked Matthew Golden. I gave them another target. I gave Cam Ward another target with Matthew Golden. Then moving on, we have the Jaguars. Jaguars was just going crazy. You're like, man, what was their pick? They got the best left tackle. So what are they going to do now? They're going to shore up their defense. They're going to go ahead and go with Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. Moving along to number 37, I'm going to go with need at Trey Amos. Then we're moving along to the Patriots. I'm going to go ahead and give more targets, more help. You already did what you needed to. A lot of times people don't see it. So when you're looking at the Raiders, you're like, hey, they're damn near getting everything on their list. Guess what? Patriots are going to do the same exact thing. Their next need after getting what they needed in will be a wide receiver, as you can tell. So we're going to go ahead and check in. We could go Luther Burden, was thinking about it, but then his off the field things, kind of messed up his ranking. And I feel like they need more of a threat. And that would be Emeka Mbuka for the Patriots. Moving on to pick number 39 for the Chicago Bears. I see them finally shoring up that defensive line right in the middle. We're finally getting our defensive tackle of the future. I can see us easily grabbing Tyleek Williams on this board. We have two separate picks, and then we also have to worry about the Saints right in the middle. So we have to make sure that we pick a pick that possibly isn't, something that they would want, but also that if they did pick it, we're still good at the end of the day. So right now we're going to pick one of the best defenders in this draft, Tyleek Williams. And then we also have Nick, another edge. But I don't personally see him in the draft as, that guy. We could go cornerback given our cornerback situation, but right now we just signed Kyler Gordon, so I don't believe he should be, even in that realm. So what we're going to go ahead and go for as the Bears, hey, we missed out on our Taylor situation, not Taylor. We missed out on our Warren situation, I meant to say. And we can go ahead and get Mason Taylor or possibly Elijah Royal. There's so many different ones that I've actually had in my top 50 and I'll make sure I have that up top somewhere. So moving on to the Saints. So the Saints, we're gonna go ahead and put Luther Burden right here. We're gonna go ahead and give him that weapon. We're gonna go ahead and give Shador another weapon out there. That'll be his Travis Hunter, somewhat. Definitely not as big as Travis, but in general, just that'll be his Travis. Moving back to the Bears, gotta love the Bears. And this right here is where we're gonna go ahead and grab our own tight end. I thought, Mason Taylor would have been nice, but at the end of the day, why not Ursery? Ursery would be a great pick, also, right? Isn't he gonna go? Wouldn't he be something that we're gonna miss out on? I wouldn't mind that either. Maybe the center out of West Virginia. Will. I wouldn't mind that either. Both of those picks are realistic picks that I would actually like the Bears to get. But right here, saying in the draft of players that they could just grab only of need, not overreaching or anything like that, not trading or anything like that. You're looking at Mason Taylor. We're looking at different parts of our team that we can actually enhance and do more with. So just looking at the tight end position, you have Elijah Arroyo. In that combine, he was turning heads. He was turning heads. Very smooth route runner. He's got some nice hands. And what was it? There was something else. His athletic ability was definitely there. And guess what? Number one target. Well, almost number one target for Cam Ward, the number one pick overall. So he made Cam Ward look good. So that means he might make your quarterback look good. Mason Taylor, same thing. LSU. LSU is a place where wide receivers are made, so you would believe, hey, this guy got it. He can catch everything out here. But you know what? I'm feeling more of to give that chance and of that hope to that combine guy, Elijah Arroyo. So we're going to go ahead and go with Elijah Arroyo for the Chicago Bears, pick number 41. This right here has been a great pick right here so far for the Bears. I think it's not replacing Cole whatsoever. Cole, I want him to be here forever, but we do need to have, more personnel out there. Our last couple tight ends didn't necessarily work out, so here we go. Here we are with the Jets. The Jets started off, they got Mimbu. And we know Justin Fields, he needs his help, but at the end of the day, they still need help on defense. So Justin, no more help for Justin right now. They're going to go ahead and switch it up and get the other edge. The one edge that we skipped up to get ourselves, Tyleek, whatever his name, my bad. They're going to go ahead and grab themselves of need. They're going to look at everything of need. They might need a wide receiver just to help out Wilson. Nah, don't need a wide receiver. You can get Trey Harris. Nah, don't want Trey Harris either. Me, myself, I want them to get the edge. The only edge to spin in the draft. The one guy that's just dropping down. He might not want to invite if he's messing with me. Just saying. Nothing against him. He might actually be a great player. But we're going to go ahead and give him to the New York Jets. Nick. Moving on to the 49ers. 49ers, they're going to have a very dynamic player. They already went up for defense. Will Johnson. Great cornerback, I believe. He's going to be good. He's going to be able to utilize a lot of man-to-man. In the zone, I could see him having a little bit of issue, very little issue when it comes down to some schemes. But overall, Will Johnson's a great pick for them. So moving on, I see them right now choosing something else. They might want to make a replacement for Brock Purdy. Jalen Milroe, maybe. Nah, they're not going to do that. We know they're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and go for Landon Jackson. Landon Jackson, second-round pick. Congratulations, young man. Can't wait to see what he does. He's actually a player I wouldn't mind the Bears getting as well. That would be a nice productive piece at the end of the day, because that would mean more for our team to have, with his story and everything. But story aside, he's going to the 49ers. Let's go ahead and move it on to the Cowboys. They're going to go ahead and, hey, Dak, we need you to show up, man. All that money they're giving you, Dak. They need to go ahead and make sure that he's standing upright and that we have no excuses. Cowboys have one of the best offensive lines, and this is one of the reasons they're going to go ahead and shore up that offensive line. That's what they're going to do, period, point blank. We know what the Cowboys do is homebred, and that's just another pick right there for them. Moving along to Falcons. We're going to go ahead and go for need on this one. And I'm going for Xavier Watts, 5'11, the second best safety in this draft. I personally feel like he could be possibly number one in this draft if he had a little bit better measurables, but overall, not bad. We're going to go ahead and pick him for the Atlanta Falcons. Moving along to Arizona Cardinals. Them, same difference. Remember what they had? They were the one team to get that steal of Jalen Walker at the end. And guess what? That's what they need. It's all about need at this point. That's what we're making sure we get. So guess what? Trey Harris. Trey Harris. We're going to go ahead and give Marvin Harrison a little bit of a breather. We might even get Jalen Noel. Never know. But for now, I think, eh, yeah, looking at Jalen, that would definitely be a nice pick, right? But then we're going to go ahead with Trey Harris. Marvin Harrison, he's the big boy target. Trey Harris would be the smaller target, period, point blank. Now, if we're talking about Miami, once again, these are all teams that are getting players that they don't have to worry about. They don't have to worry about any of these players. Why? Because they're either filling a need or doing something for them. So, looking at this team, we have Tyreek Hill. He's actually leaving this team, and I believe they're going to need another wide receiver. So that's where we're going to go ahead and do. We're going to go ahead and give them another wide receiver and Jalen Noel. Now, moving on. This is the player I was actually speaking on earlier in the draft on when I said, the better cornerbacks between him and Will Johnson. I mean, Revel he's that guy. I think that this is a big need for them, bigger than they even see it. But at the end of the day, it's something they should do. This game is all Joe Burrow. The offense has what they need. Burrow doesn't need anything else. It's that defense that needs to stop letting people score on them. So let's go ahead and get Siobhan Revel, but reminding ourselves we're double dipping defense. Because guess what? They already have offense. They're all good on that. Moving along to the Seahawks. Seahawks, reminding ourselves earlier, they went and got O line. So, guess what? I believe Pete Carroll wants to get him a running back. He wants to get him another running back, and he wants him another bruiser. And the bruiser that he can possibly get at the end of the day from what's left on the draft board would be Junkins. But if you're looking at the board in general, he would maybe want that quarterback, right? So that's what he's going to do. He's going to go ahead and grab Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe is going to be a great pick for him. A great, fantastic pick for him. Fantastic pick for him. Moving on to the Broncos. The Broncos. Hey, look, Broncos. At the end of the day, you're going to get what you need, man. So at the end of the day, they need more defensive help. Linebacker Carson, we're going to go ahead and check him out. 6'2, 242. Simple as that. He's been dropping this whole time. He no longer drops. Now we're back at the Seahawks, and the Seahawks get to finally look at the board and say, hey, oh, wow, it happened. I thought the Broncos, wait a minute, it happened. He's there for us. Yes, he is. So the Seahawks are a team that just need pieces around them for now. They can worry about getting a quarterback at a different time, so on and so forth. But right now, I think they're going to go ahead and go running back Quinyon Junkins. Quinshin or Quinyon? Just Junkins. I'm going to say Junkins. Keep it at that. Now, moving on to the Bucks. The Bucks right here, I believe they're going to go ahead and go defense. Offensively, there's some things that they may want, but overall, as you can see, their needs are defense. I even seen some issues with them on defense. You have different teams going up and down the board. Green Bay coming next. Based off of what they got earlier, you can clearly see that the need is there. So we're gonna go ahead and pick the other, and a lot of other people would actually say the best cornerback. And I know I said that earlier, but I'm seriously meaning about this guy. Before the combine, Harrison. Maxwell Harrison was definitely number one. Him and Will Johnson were like button heads type thing. But anyway, moving along to Green Bay, we're going to go ahead and give Green Bay, based on need, hey, they're going to need some help stopping these offenses out here. This year it's all about Jordan Love. I'm not giving Jordan Love anything else. So we're going to go ahead and give them a cornerback to try to help them stop, all this offense that's coming from J.J. McCarthy, Caleb Williams, and the Detroit Lions and whoever they may have behind them. So moving along to the Chargers. The Chargers, this is a team right here that would have loved to have that one tight end earlier in the draft. Yeah, Colston Loveland. Because guess what? Harbaugh and him, perfect relationship, perfect relationship. So that means they would know exactly what to do. So guess what? Harbaugh wants someone that knows exactly what to do. We're gonna go ahead and go with Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor. That's the picture we're gonna go ahead and go with. That's gonna be a good one. Moving along, it's gonna be very simple. Going off of need. Edge. JT. Same thing. Giving Bryce some time. Willem. Wyatt. I'm sorry. Wyatt. Giving him some time. Same thing with Stroud. Stroud has had his issues too. So Stroud, we're gonna go ahead and go and give him a big body so that he can hopefully stay upright. Sorry, Bear fans. We're gonna miss out on this guy. They might want to go defense, but at the end of the day, I really feel like they're gonna shore up the line. I would love to get this guy in the third round ourselves personally. Looking at their past decisions, they still need to make sure that CJ is good. They have everything else that they need. There's really not much I can do. I mean, to give them, let's just go ahead and go with Ursery, man. Let's just let me not even. Hey, let's not even play with it. Uh, and once again, the Ravens, they don't need anything on offense, man. You don't need nothing on offense, Ravens. Oh, here I go. I must have pressed the wrong button. And once again, appreciate you all watching this. This is a recording from 4/22nd. I mean, Jesus, 4/22. Anyway, Baltimore Ravens. They're going to go ahead and get more help. They could go for edge help, overall helping their defense more. They already have a ferocious defense. I believe at the end of the day, they're going to get more help for their defense on the back end, meaning they're going to go ahead and go for cornerback Benjamin Morrison. Simple as that. Keep it simple. And then looking at Detroit. Hey, Detroit, you are so scared on defense. You just don't know what to do. You want to shore up this line. I know you do. I know you do. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Princely. Princely was a player that I actually mocked to the Bears in a few of my drafts in the later rounds. But seeing that he moved up a little bit in the board, I can see him easily being grabbed in the second by Detroit, of course, because Bears ain't getting him at that point. Maybe not. Then moving on to Washington. Washington, I believe Jaden Daniels needs to be upright. Needs to stand upright and not get cracked around so much. So let's go ahead and get him some help with Marcus. Moving along, Buffalo. We're going to get that defensive tackle into Buffalo. They need that help. So we're going to go ahead and go with JT Sanders. Looking back, Chiefs, guess what? The Chiefs, they end up getting that offensive line help. We're going to go ahead and flip it on the other side. We're going to flip it on the other side and go with Darius Alexander. I also went offensive line for the Chiefs just because I knew that they, needed it. A lot of people know it. I'm just going to say that once again. So looking at the Eagles had their earlier pick. Now I'm going to make sure that they get everything that they need. And I'm going to go with the offensive center. Because a lot of times in the Eagles situation, there's different positions that they may need. They may need to go for the edge. They may need to go for different guards. But I think that Jared Wilson will be that one surprise that they're going to go ahead and replace Jason Kelsey for their offensive line and kind of get that big boy anchor, going on. They could have different picks, but I still feel like at the end of the day, with different weapons, a lot of people want them to go ahead and have the all-white cast so you can look at people like Jack Besh. But, hey, Jared Wilson, perfect size for a center. I don't see too many issues with that. Looking at that, 310, 6'3", no problem whatsoever, right? And there you go. There's our draft. And there's our full results for the draft. We have Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul. This is actually one of my best drafts, I believe, when it comes down to just using exactly what they give you. No trades whatsoever, but I see every single year GM's talking about it's going to get crazy, or we might do some things with these trades, and I haven't seen anything. I'm truly looking for some changes. I'm looking to see some things happen. And hey, you never know. Bears might move up and get Genty earlier than this. You know, Mason Graham might drop like some people are saying. Abdul Carter, me personally, I think Abdul Carter is on the ground too much in a lot of his films. So he might actually move down himself and different teams might get him. Might even be the Jags or maybe the Patriots. Change up so much on the draft board, it'll be ridiculous. And guess what? Shador Sanders, I believe, hey, social media is the reason why he's down. That's really it. Maybe a little bit of Dion, but social media is the reason why he's down. But if you enjoyed your time here, I definitely enjoyed your time here with me. It's been a fun one. I know it's been a long one at the same time. It's been that dude, the one and only Mind of Murdock. Definitely make sure you check out the upcoming videos that you'll see posted up here. And yeah, come to the live streams on the Twitch. That'll be at the Murdock Shot. And it's been a fun one, man. I can't wait to get back into this draft season with you all. I'm still handling some things physically with some pains and things like that. So that's why you haven't seen me much. But I will be back very, very soon. And this is just the first of many. And until next time, y'all.